Listen carefully. What I am about to share with you has the potential to profoundly reshape the trajectory of your life. It will distinguish between the existence you have been living and the remarkable life you are destined to lead. For the past 25 years, I have dedicated myself to studying the minds of more than 500 of America's most accomplished individuals, seeking to uncover the common thread that unites their remarkable journeys. In my exploration, I uncovered a truth that is both profound and deceptively simple, a secret so powerful that it has remained elusive to the masses who grapple with poverty, failure, and despair. These titans of industry, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller, each followed a transformative morning ritual that activated their minds for success before they even set foot on the floor. Consider for a moment how you greet each day. Are you perhaps waking each morning with a cloud of worries hovering over you? Are you filled with anxieties about financial struggles and self-doubt? Often, people rise from their beds feeling already defeated, their minds weighed down by the limitations of the previous day. This mental poverty affects a staggering 98% of the population and is precisely why they remain trapped in lives filled with quiet desperation. However, as you listen to my words right now, I assure you that the chains holding you back are about to be shattered forever. What if I told you that the first 5 minutes after you awaken each day are crucial in determining whether you will succeed or fail that day? What would you think if I revealed that every significant fortune, groundbreaking achievement, and step forward in human progress was born not in bustling offices or factories, but in the serene moments of dawn, when determined minds spoke their intentions with unwavering faith and conviction? The human mind functions as a transmitter and receiver, and when you articulate your thoughts with deep emotion and faith, you send a powerful command to your subconscious mind, which is intimately connected to a source of infinite intelligence. This isn't merely theory, it is a scientific fact demonstrated through countless observations. Your subconscious mind operates without questioning or doubting. It simply accepts what you tell it with emotion and promptly begins to manifest it in your reality. Andrew Carnegie understood this principle well. Every morning, before the sun began to illuminate the sky, he would stand by his window, articulating his intentions for the day with such authority that his presence commanded respect. Thomas Edison recognized the power of this practice too. Each day, in the quiet of his laboratory, he would affirm his connection to the boundless source of knowledge. Rockefeller, Ford, Schwab, each started their days not with newspapers or casual conversations, but with intentional words that programmed their minds for victory. For far too long, you may have found yourself a victim of your own mental inertia, allowing your thoughts to run wild like an undisciplined horse, leading you wherever fear and doubt desire. The 11 phrases I am going to introduce to you act as a bridle and bit for that wild horse. They will grant you mastery over your mind and, in turn, control over your life. These phrases are not simply positive thoughts or hollow affirmations. They encapsulate the essence of a success philosophy, distilled from the practices of individuals who built empires from scratch, transformed industries, and left an indelible mark on history. Each phrase serves as a key, unlocking a different door in your subconscious mind. Collectively, they form a master key that opens the vault of limitless achievement. The transformation that awaits you hinges on two critical actions. First, you must recite these phrases faithfully every morning, without exception. Second, you must infuse them with genuine conviction and intense emotion. Words devoid of feeling are lifeless, yet when combined with fervent belief, they ignite transformative forces that can alter your entire existence. Prepare yourself, for you are about to learn a morning ritual that delineates the masters of life from its mere victims. The first phrase is, "I am the master of my fate." Allow these 6 words to etch themselves into your consciousness, for they possess the power to elevate you from depths of despair to the pinnacles of achievement. I once encountered a man who had lost everything: his business, his savings, and his confidence. As he sat in my office, tears streaming down his face, he was convinced that external forces conspired against him. I imparted these 6 words to him and urged him to repeat them every morning with unwavering conviction. 6 months later, he returned to express his gratitude. Not only had he recouped his losses, but he had also built a fortune twice as large as before. You see, many people view themselves as mere leaves caught in the currents of fate, blaming external circumstances, the government, the economy, their education, their families, everyone and everything except the one person who wields the true power, themselves. I assure you, based on my extensive study of the most successful minds in history, you are not the victim of fate. You are its author. Every circumstance in your life today is a direct result of the thoughts you entertained yesterday. When William Ernest Henley penned the words, "I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul," he articulated a law as unchanging as gravity. Your thoughts forge your reality. Your dominant mental attitude dictates whether you attract success or failure, wealth or poverty, joy or despair. This is not idle wishful thinking. It reflects the operation of universal law that functions with mathematical precision. Consider Charles M. Schwab. He began his career as a laborer, earning a mere $1 a day at Andrew Carnegie's steel mills, yet Schwab recognized that he was the master of his fate. Each morning, he stood before his modest mirror, declaring firmly and with conviction that he would one day oversee those very mills. He did not wish or hope. He commanded his subconscious mind to accept this reality. And ultimately, he achieved the remarkable position of President of the United States Steel Corporation, earning a staggering salary of over $1 million a year during an era when such wealth was almost unimaginable. Henry Ford experienced ridicule when he expressed his desire to manufacture a motor car for the masses. Scholars and experts explained why it was insurmountably impossible, asserting that it would lead to his bankruptcy. Yet Ford understood a secret that eluded them. He was the master of his fate. Each morning, he reaffirmed his mental sovereignty over his circumstances. When challenges arose, as they inevitably did, he reminded himself that fate was not something imposed upon him, but rather something he actively created with each thought, decision, and action. Your subconscious mind acts like fertile soil, nurturing whatever seeds you choose to plant. By declaring, "I am the master of my fate," you are sowing seeds of personal empowerment and limitless potential. However, it is essential that this process is infused with feeling. Stand in front of your mirror each morning, gazing directly into your own eyes, and speak these words with the intensity and earnestness as if your very life depended on them. Because it does. Feel the power resonate within you. Feel the chains of victimhood crumbling away as you seize control of your destiny. The law of attraction operates through the subconscious mind. When you genuinely believe you are the master of your fate, your subconscious begins to attract the people, situations, and opportunities that align with this belief. You stop repelling success with limiting thoughts, and instead draw it towards you with thoughts brimming with power and potential. This is not a mystical concept. It is the practical application of mental law substantiated by every individual who has ever ascended from obscurity to greatness. The phrase, "My definite chief aim guides my every action," epitomizes the fundamental principle of achievement. Without a clear purpose, you are like a ship adrift without a rudder, swayed by the tides of life's unpredictability. Yet, when you fix a definite purpose in your mind, you transform into a guided missile, moving with relentless focus towards your target. Reflecting on my own years of struggle, I remember the pivotal moment when Andrew Carnegie illuminated for me the vital importance of having a definite purpose. He pointed out that 98 out of every 100 people fail because they never clearly define what they want. They possess wishes, hopes, and dreams, but lack a decisive chief aim, scattering their energies across countless distractions and wondering why they never seem to make progress. Take Edwin C. Barnes, for instance. He began as an unknown from a humble background, yet he identified his definite chief aim: to become the business partner of Thomas Edison. He possessed no money, no connections, and no innate talents, but he had something invaluable: a burning desire supported by a clear purpose. Each morning, before the sun broke, Barnes would stand in his modest room and declare his intention to work with Edison. He did not express a hope to work for Edison. Rather, he asserted he would partner with him. When he finally arrived at Edison's office, he appeared unrefined. But Edison, who had an uncanny ability to perceive others' ambitions, recognized the unmistakable determination in Barnes's eyes, a fire of definite purpose that could not be extinguished. Years later, after Barnes had achieved considerable wealth as Edison's partner in the dictating machine business, Edison remarked, "I gave him the opportunity he sought, because I saw he had made up his mind to stand by until he succeeded." Your definite chief aim is not a simple wish or a fleeting hope. It is a command from your subconscious mind. When you articulate it each morning with unyielding conviction, you unlock forces within yourself that begin transforming that aim into reality. John D. Rockefeller possessed unwavering clarity about his aim at the age of 23. He was determined to become the world's greatest oil refiner, and every decision he made was guided by that singular purpose. The result was the formation of Standard Oil and a fortune that defied imagination. The principle of concentrating your efforts demands that you direct all your energy toward your primary aim. Scattered thoughts yield scattered results, yet focused thinking channeled by a definitive purpose generates immense power. Your subconscious mind operates around the clock, tirelessly striving to manifest the goals you have distinctly defined and sentimentally charged. It never ceases working on your behalf. But first, you must provide it with a clear target. As you recite this phrase, visualize your definite chief aim as already achieved. Savor the exhilaration of accomplishment and the satisfaction of success. Your subconscious cannot differentiate between a vividly imagined scenario and reality. By consistently visualizing your goal as realized while affirming your definite purpose, You create the mental blueprint your subconscious mind is compelled to follow. This understanding embodies the secret of all great achievement, knowing precisely what you want, and maintaining that vision with unwavering faith until it materializes in your world. I possess within me all the power I need. Take a moment to absorb the profound significance of these words. Society teaches you to perceive limitations, to adopt the belief that you need external assistance to achieve success. Yet, I assure you, based on undeniable evidence, that all the power necessary for your success resides within your own mind. Thomas Edison, with just 3 months of formal education, was statistically positioned to remain a failure. Still, he recognized a truth that eluded his educated critics. He had access to infinite intelligence residing within himself. When confronted with challenges, Edison would retreat to his private room, embracing total darkness and silence, affirming his connection to the source of all knowledge. In these moments, inspiration would flow, ideas would crystallize, and solutions would arrive. More than 1,000 patents stand as evidence of his faith in his own inner power. Consider that the average person utilizes less than 10% of their mental capacity. Just think about it. If you are operating at only 1/10 of your potential, how can you expect success to find you? Yet, the power is there, waiting to be accessed, commanded, and unleashed. George Washington. Carver exemplified this truth unmistakably. Born into slavery and devoid of formal education, he became one of the most celebrated scientists of his time. When asked how he discovered over 300 uses for the peanut, he simply replied, "I went into my laboratory and said, 'Dear Creator, please tell me what the peanut is for.' Then he patiently awaited the answer. Your subconscious mind connects you directly to infinite intelligence, the ultimate wellspring of knowledge, strength, and solutions. However, doubt serves as a barrier, obstructing this vital connection. When you affirm each morning that you possess all the power you need within yourself, you eliminate this barrier, facilitating the flow of boundless wisdom and capabilities. This is backed by an overwhelming track record of historical achievers. Self-doubt is the greatest hindrance to human potential. From childhood, you have been conditioned to recognize limitations instead of your possibilities, constantly told what you cannot do until you forget what you are capable of. But Carnegie was correct when he asserted that no one is limited except by their own thoughts. The walls that seem to confine you are no more substantial than your own beliefs. When you shift those beliefs, the walls dissolve. As you vocalize this affirmation each morning, feel the surge of unbounded power flowing through you. You are not separate from the universe's creative force. You are a manifestation of it. The same energy that propels planets, nourishes seeds into trees, and transforms caterpillars into butterflies flows within your mind. Your ultimate task is to recognize, accept, and direct this power toward your definite chief aim. When you achieve this with faith and perseverance, miracles become routine, while the previously impossible transforms into inevitable reality. You will uncover the truth that you have always held the power to reinvent your life. Today, I will go the extra mile in all I do. This principle has been the cornerstone for creating more millionaires than any other single factor, and its simplicity often leads many to overlook its significance. Nevertheless, those who apply it can hardly ever fail. Sadly, most people opt to do only what is necessary, what is required or expected, and are then puzzled when opportunity slips by unnoticed. Charles M. Schwab provides a classic example. When Andrew Carnegie tasked him with managing a steel mill that was struggling financially, all previous managers had failed to turn it around. Schwab took on the challenge under one condition. He insisted on managing it his way. His approach revolved around the principle of going the extra mile. He devoted not 8 hours, but 12 hours, not because he was being compensated for every additional hour, but because he was resolutely committed to delivering more service than anticipated. He mandated that every employee beneath him adopt the same mindset. Within a year, that once flailing mill transformed into the most profitable in the entire Carnegie operation. Schwab's reward: a bonus of $1 million for a single year's work during a time when such a sum was unfathomable to most. Accept this truth: success does not come to those who follow the path of least resistance. It belongs to those who continuously strive to exceed expectations. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.